Prayer at its core is not merely a cry for help, a request for intervention, or a petition for change. It is a creative act, an expression of your innermost desires, your dreams, and your beliefs. In truth, prayer is not about what you ask for, but about what you believe and what you are willing to assume into your reality. We often speak of prayer as an asking, a calling out into the universe for help. But have you ever wondered if the true power of prayer lies not in what we ask for, but in what we assume to be true about ourselves and the world around us? Prayer, in its most profound form, is about embodying the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It is about seeing the desired outcome in your mind's eye and feeling it in your heart, as though it has already come to pass. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. Your imagination is a tool of creation, a gateway through which your deepest desires come to life. When you pray, you are not simply seeking something to happen, you are shaping the very essence of your world by aligning your thoughts and emotions with your wishes. The answer to your prayer comes not from the external world, but from the internal conviction that what you desire has already been realized in your imagination. This brings us to the law of assumption, which tells us that prayer is the act of assuming that your desires are already fulfilled. When you pray, you must move into the state of consciousness where your request is already a reality. Imagine that the very thing you are praying for is already here. Feel it, see it, live it. Once you assume this state, your prayers are no longer mere words but the active force of creation. This law requires faith. Faith is the foundation of all prayer. It is the belief that what you have assumed is true, even when external circumstances do not yet reflect it. Faith is not a passive waiting, but a persistent, active knowing that what you have asked for is already on its way. It is faith in the unseen, in the invisible forces that are at work on your behalf. Without faith, your prayer remains a mere wish. With faith, it becomes a command to the universe. Faith, like prayer, is not a one-time event. It requires persistence. You must continue to dwell in the state of answered prayer, even when the evidence around you suggests otherwise. The physical world is a reflection of your internal world, and it takes time for the seeds of your prayers to manifest. Trust in the process. Trust that your prayers are being answered in their perfect time and manner. Gratitude is the final key. You see, the universe does not respond to the desperation of need, but to the feeling of already having. When you pray, express gratitude as if the answer has already arrived. This gratitude strengthens your belief and attracts more of what you desire. It is the acknowledgement that your prayer has already been answered, and in that acknowledgement, the manifestation becomes inevitable. At the heart of any prayer lies the profound power of thought and belief. Many individuals approach prayer as a process of asking for something they believe they lack or need in their lives. Yet what is often overlooked is that prayer is not merely about seeking external solutions, but about aligning one's mind with the certainty of the desired outcome. Our thoughts are not just fleeting moments of cognition, they are the architects of our reality, shaping the world we experience with every belief, assumption, and expectation we hold. To understand how thought and belief work together in the context of prayer, we must first recognize that the human mind is an incredibly powerful force. It is not a passive receiver of external information, but an active creator of the reality we live in. The thoughts we entertain, the beliefs we embrace, and the assumptions we hold about ourselves and the world shape our experiences in profound ways. Every prayer, whether conscious or subconscious, is a reflection of the belief system we have cultivated within our minds. It is not enough to merely speak words of desire. Those words must be backed by an inner knowing that they are not only possible but inevitable. The nature of belief is particularly important when it comes to prayer. Belief is more than just wishing for something to happen. It is the acceptance of a certain truth. When we pray, we are not just asking for help or guidance from an external source. We are affirming in our own minds that the outcome we desire is already on its way, and that it is already a part of our reality. It is this belief that allows us to be open to receiving the answer to our prayer when it comes, and to recognize that the answer is not a distant future event, but a present reality that is in the process of unfolding. Our beliefs shape the way we perceive the world. They influence how we respond to challenges, how we interact with others, and how we interpret the events of our lives. If we hold the belief that we are worthy of success, love, and abundance, we will naturally begin to attract those experiences into our lives. On the other hand, if we harbor beliefs of lack, limitation, or unworthiness, those beliefs will act as barriers, preventing us from experiencing the fullness of what life has to offer. Prayer, therefore, is not just a tool to request change, but a method for reprogramming our belief system to align with our desires and to activate the power of our minds to bring those desires into being. When we combine prayer with a deep, unwavering belief in its potential to manifest, we unlock a transformative force. This belief allows us to approach prayer not with doubt or uncertainty, but with the certainty that what we ask for is already in the process of becoming our reality. Thought and belief are not passive elements, they are dynamic forces that shape every aspect of our experience. The more we embrace this understanding, the more we begin to see prayer as an active, creative force, not just a plea for help, but an affirmation of our ability to shape the world around us. The imagination is one of the most powerful tools available to us in the process of manifestation, particularly in the act of prayer. When we pray, we are not merely speaking words or asking for something, we are engaging our imagination to create and experience our desires as though they already exist. The essence of true prayer is not about begging or pleading, but about vividly picturing the fulfillment of our wish. The imagination, when harnessed properly, becomes a direct channel to the subconscious mind, where all our beliefs and experiences are stored and from where they shape our external reality. When we pray, we need to engage our imagination by picturing the very thing we desire in as much detail as possible. This is not a passive mental exercise, but an active engagement of the senses. Imagine not just what you want, but what it feels like to have it, what it looks like, and how it impacts your life. For example, if you are praying for a new job, don't just ask for the job itself, see yourself in that job, feel the satisfaction, the pride, and the joy that comes with it. Visualize your day-to-day experiences in that job as vividly as you can. What does the office feel like? What is the energy around you? How do you feel as you are recognized for your accomplishments? The more detailed and sensory your imagination is, the more powerful the experience becomes. The emotional aspect of imagination plays a crucial role as well. The feeling or emotion you experience during prayer serves as the signal to the universe of what you believe to be true. Feeling your prayer fulfilled in your imagination activates a vibration that aligns with the energy of your desire. This is why imagination is not just about creating an image in your mind, but about creating the emotional state that aligns with that image. You are not simply imagining a scenario, you are embodying the feeling of that scenario already being your reality. This act of imagining as though it is already true sets a powerful energetic force into motion. The mind does not differentiate between what is physically real and what is vividly imagined. As you imagine your prayer being answered, you are impressing this image onto your subconscious, which then begins to reflect this belief in your external circumstances. Imagination in prayer also helps to bypass the logical, critical thinking of the conscious mind. The conscious mind often doubts or resists what it perceives as impossible, but the imagination is unrestricted by these limitations. When you enter the realm of imagination, you are tapping into the infinite potential that exists beyond physical constraints. This is why it is essential to imagine not just what seems possible, but what feels desirable and fulfilling. The more expansive and vivid the imagination, the more likely it is that what you envision will materialize. This practice of using imagination in prayer is not a fleeting moment of daydreaming, but a deliberate, sustained engagement with the desired outcome. It is about forming a mental picture so clear and real that it feels like a memory, not a future event. By doing so, you are placing yourself in the frequency of your desire, making it more accessible and more likely to manifest in the physical world. Imagination in prayer is about believing in the power of your mind to shape your world. It is about knowing that your inner vision is just as real, if not more so, than what you see in the world around you. The more you practice this vivid imagination, the more naturally it becomes a tool to bring your desires into form. The law of assumption states that when you assume a state of being or a condition, you bring that state into reality. This law suggests that what you believe to be true is what will manifest in your life. When you pray, you are not simply asking for something to come into existence, rather, you are aligning your thoughts and feelings with the reality that you wish to create. In essence, prayer becomes a tool for assuming the desired outcome. When you pray under the law of assumption, you must live as though your desire is already a fact. This is not a hopeful wish, but a firm belief that your wish is already fulfilled in the unseen realm. It means stepping into the consciousness of already having what you ask for, embracing the reality that it is done. The core of the law of assumption is the idea that your state of mind shapes the world around you. The key is to shift your awareness to match the desired outcome, assuming the feeling of the fulfillment of your prayer. This means you must begin to feel the emotions associated with your desire as if they have already been realized. If you are praying for a new job, for example, you must begin to feel the excitement, the relief, and the satisfaction of having that job, even if you have not yet received the offer. The prayer is no longer about asking for a job, but about stepping into the emotional state of someone who already has the job. You are shifting your identity to match that of the person who has already received what they prayed for. The law of assumption also teaches that this assumption is not just about visualizing the outcome, but about fully embodying it. It requires you to live in a state of expectancy, where you hold no doubt that your desire will materialize. It means giving up the need for external confirmation that things are moving in your favor. Instead, you cultivate the internal belief that your assumption is already true, and in doing so, you become a magnet for that reality. This law is deeply tied to the concept of consciousness and how it governs the direction of your life. To assume the desired state is to align your consciousness with the desired outcome. You are not waiting for external circumstances to change first. You change your state of mind first, and in doing so, the circumstances follow suit. The more you persist in this assumption, the more the external world aligns with your internal state. In other words, by assuming the desired outcome is already in place, you are commanding the universe to conform to that state of being. The law of assumption emphasizes that the universe does not judge the validity of your assumptions. It does not evaluate whether what you are assuming is possible or probable. The universe responds to your assumption as if it were an established fact. Therefore, you must not only assume that your desire is already realized, but also eliminate any doubt that could counteract that assumption. The power lies in your ability to remain steadfast in your assumption, regardless of any contradictory evidence that may arise in your current circumstances. The beauty of the law of assumption is its simplicity. It does not require struggle, effort, or external intervention. All that is required is a shift in consciousness, a firm and unwavering assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. Through this assumption, you transform not only your mind but your entire reality. Prayer in this context becomes an act of assuming that what you seek is already yours, and as you embody this belief, you set in motion the forces that will bring it into your experience. Faith is the bedrock upon which prayer stands. Without faith, prayer is merely a wish or a hope, lacking the substance necessary to bring about manifestation. Faith is the unwavering conviction that what you have prayed for is already on its way, regardless of the current external conditions. It is not based on what you can see, but on the certainty that the unseen is already unfolding. Faith is the internal knowing that the universe, or whatever higher force you believe in, is aligning itself to respond to your request. The act of praying should be accompanied by a deep and abiding trust that what you desire has already been given, even if it has yet to materialize in the physical world. This kind of faith does not waver in the face of difficulty or delay. It stands firm, knowing that the answer to the prayer is already in motion. One of the most powerful qualities of faith is its persistence. Faith is not something that you turn on and off like a switch. It must be cultivated, nurtured, and sustained. When a person prays, there will often be moments where it feels as if the prayer is unanswered or that no change is occurring. These are the moments when faith is truly tested. It is easy to believe when everything aligns perfectly with your desires, but the true measure of faith comes when the circumstances seem to contradict what you have prayed for. Persistence in faith is not a passive waiting game. It is the active maintenance of belief, even when external reality suggests otherwise. If you've prayed for something and you don't see immediate results, it's crucial to stay in the state of belief that the prayer is being answered. If you allow doubt to creep in, you weaken the effect of your prayer. The universe responds not to your words, but to the energy and conviction you hold in your heart. To persist in faith means to keep your focus on the outcome, regardless of how things may appear. You hold steadfast in the knowledge that the process is already underway, and that the visible world simply takes time to catch up to the invisible truth of your prayer. It is essential to understand that the physical realm operates on its own timeline, which may differ from the timeline you envision. Trusting the process, even when there's no immediate evidence, is where faith is tested and strengthened. The persistence required in faith is not about forcing or rushing the outcome. It is about maintaining your belief in the unseen, living with the assurance that the prayer has been heard and is being answered in the perfect way. The more you persist in your faith, the more you open the door to the manifestation of your prayer. By holding to your belief and trusting in the timing of the universe, you allow space for your desires to manifest in their own time, in their perfect form. In the journey of prayer, it is the persistent faith that nurtures the seeds you've planted with your prayers. It is the energy of unwavering belief that nourishes the desires, allowing them to grow and take shape in your life. By staying committed to your faith, you align your energy with the forces that are working to bring your prayer into reality, no matter how long it may take or how challenging the circumstances may appear. Gratitude is often seen as a simple, almost obligatory response to receiving something, but its true power lies in its ability to shape the reality we experience. When you express gratitude, especially in the context of prayer, you are aligning yourself with the energy of abundance and fulfillment. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It is a deep recognition that what you have asked for is already yours. When you pray, gratitude acts as a signal to the universe that you believe in the fulfillment of your desires. It is the natural response of someone who knows that what they have requested has already been granted, even if their physical reality has not yet caught up. It is an essential part of the process because it serves to reinforce the belief that your prayer has already been answered. Gratitude transforms your prayer from a mere request into a celebration of what is to come, which helps to bring it into your experience faster. One of the most powerful aspects of gratitude is its ability to shift your focus. When you express genuine thanks, you stop focusing on the lack or the need for something and start focusing on the presence of what you have already received. This shift in perception helps you to dwell in the feeling of the fulfilled desire, which is the very vibration needed to manifest your prayer. It opens your heart and mind to the reality of abundance, and in doing so, you become a magnet for more blessings. The frequency of gratitude is one that aligns you with the state of having, not wanting. The more you can cultivate this feeling, the more the universe will respond to it. It is the key that unlocks the door to receiving. Without gratitude, There can be a sense of dissatisfaction or impatience that keeps you focused on the gap between where you are and where you want to be. But with gratitude, you are no longer waiting for something to happen, because you are already in the state of knowing that it is happening. Gratitude brings you into the vibration of wholeness, of already being in possession of your desires, and in this state, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Gratitude is not just about thanking the external world or some higher power. It is about being thankful for the feelings and thoughts you carry within yourself. When you pray and express gratitude, you are acknowledging the power of your own mind and imagination to create your reality. You are recognizing that the thoughts and feelings you hold are powerful and are actively shaping the world around you. This deeper level of gratitude enhances your connection to the very forces that are answering your prayers. It strengthens your belief and speeds up the manifestation process. Gratitude also has a profound effect on your emotional and physical state. When you feel grateful, your energy shifts. You become lighter, more aligned with your desires, and more attuned to the blessings around you. This heightened state of awareness allows you to notice the synchronicities and opportunities that may be showing up in your life which you might have overlooked otherwise. Gratitude, in this sense, acts as a magnifier, amplifying the goodness in your life and drawing even more of it toward you. Gratitude is not just a nice sentiment, it is a transformative force. It strengthens the belief in your answered prayers and reinforces the connection between your inner world and your external reality. The act of being thankful elevates your consciousness, making it easier for you to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. The more you practice gratitude, the more you create the space for your prayers to be answered in ways that may surprise and delight you.